Hey guys, welcome to Surf and Show. I'm Noel Salas. Today's surfboard review, the Holy Hypto by Haydenshapes. This will be fun. Sit back, get your favorite drink, enjoy the show.
Great to be on the show with Noel Salas and Surf and Show, and this is the Holy Hypto model. The Holy Hypto model is a board I've worked on for around 3 or 4 years, shaping it for team riders, myself personally, and a bunch of friends. I was looking to create a board that sits quite kind of in the middle between the Hypto Krypto and the Holy Grail. I wanted to find a board that was more like your everyday driver, which carried the best characteristics that I personally felt was from those two boards. I really like the entry rocker of the Holy Grail. Although the board's shorter, you're able to really sort of use the full front part of the rail line and initiate sort of those really sort of fast, I guess carving turns on the open face and in the tighter areas of the pocket. But I do really love how the Hypto Krypto carries a lot of speed where you can sort of surf on the board quite relaxed, but just transition between your turns or between sections and not lose any of that speed. To break down this board, and just to kind of give you the basis of it, we've got the entry rocker, which is a medium entry rocker of the Holy Grail, and we have that low tail rocker of the Hypto Krypto. What you have there is that sort of performance and the ability for the board to kind of fit in the tighter areas of the wave and to drive off your front foot through your bottom turns. But then you have this low tail rocker, which generates a lot of speed, but also has a lot of drive and hold for an area pintail. And I think the beauty of that is trying to find the balance where we've taken the wide point back into the center of the board compared to the Hypto Krypto, and you're going to be surfing more from the tail end of this board and finding that the ability to kind of draw your turns out in the pocket, but also on the open face. And so to have that really nice low tail rocker, I think it pairs really nicely with the area pintail where you can find the curve in the back end of the board to kind of suit where you are on the wave. But as you're sort of transitioning and moving down the line, it carries a lot of speed in the general kind of rocker of the board, which allows you to kind of relax and just kind of, carry through all those sections of a wave. To talk through concaves on the Holy Hypto, we have a slight rolled V in the entry, working into a single concave in this front foot area of the board. And this sort of blends into that sort of single with a double, moving into a real subtle double V out the tail. That concave makeup in the board, having that rolled V in the entry allows you to ride that short board and not kind of dig the nose in those sort of entry parts of going into a turn, and you're able to use that whole front half part of the rail line sort of when initiating your turns. And then as that water flows through that single concave, generates a nice amount of lift, and then it funnels into that sort of double within the single, generating a lot of drive and then a little bit of release out the tail. Other key features in the Holy Hypto is I've kind of carrying this really shallow little beak in the front end of the board, which sort of, it's not quite chamfered, it's kind of really softly rolled off, but what that allows me to do is carry this kind of centerline volume from this front foot area and carry it all the way up to through underneath your chest, sort of, and the front end of the board. But what happens is I kind of dome it off and bring it into quite a pinched kind of rail shape, and that allows really the front end of the board with that rolled V to penetrate and not sort of bite or catch. And there's enough volume there where you can lean quite strongly across the front foot and on that front end of the board and use that volume to kind of push against as you're going through a high speed sort of face carve. And slightly downturn rail around the front foot, but somewhat, probably closer to neutral, not as downturn as the Hypto Krypto. But then through this sort of area pintail and the fin area, it's quite rolled off, it's quite pinched, and it really sort of allows a bit of water to carry onto the deck and sort of have that connection and that hold, because you have a lot of freedom through this sort of, I guess, the curve in the back end of the plan shape. When I was playing around with this shape and blending the Hypto with the Holy Grail, the key thing that I was really looking to create in the back end of the board was the ability to keep that speed and the drive of the Hypto Krypto, but I wanted to sort of improve the performance in the tighter areas of the wave and be able to surf this board more top to bottom. And by bringing the wide point back meant that we also had to add a little bit more area and sort of turn this into like an area rounded pintail. The beauty of that is I feel like through the rocker, we're generating a lot of drive and a lot of speed, where you can surf quite relaxed on this board. But as you sort of enter into your turns or through your bottom turns in those tighter areas of the wave, you've got plenty of curve in this outline to figure out where it fits really nicely with your stance and on the wave face. So regardless if you're standing way over the back fin or more over the front fins, you can find curve in this back end of this board to kind of make it fit and feel quite sort of easy and quite relaxed in the tighter areas of the wave. So I'd say this board is really well suited as an everyday driver. It's a really nice balance between a Hypto Krypto and a Holy Grail. It's that kind of one package board where you're going to be able to surf in a high performance wave on really high quality waves to your average kind of beach breaks and more junky kind of conditions.
Great to be back on Surf and Show. I'm Ian from Woolly TV, and this one is the Holy Hypto. I hope you enjoy it. This one's 6'1", 20 1/4, 2 9/16, coming in at 33.6 litres, so right on the money for my normal sort of performance boards. They always float between 33 and 34 litres. It just whipped around so fast, that board. No problem surfing through the bumpy conditions and through the wind. Super fast, super responsive, lots of hold with that pintail, and a lot of fun so far. Loved it through carves. It felt so nice on rail. When you got out in an open face and went back into the pocket, it just held so well with this little pintail. And the larger Tex-Flex fins were pretty damn good on it too, I reckon. That was a good combo on that size surf. Just having that little bit of stiffness through the fins as well was really helpful. Powerful wave, a few closeouts, blew a few, super fun, board went good, really happy with it. I think that's enough for the Holy Hypto. I like it.
So Asa, first hour in the pool, Holy Hypto. I've been riding this board already, so I didn't want to influence you too much. Just tell us all how the board's feeling underfoot.
Well, the way you were surfing, it was influencing me to want to ride it. Right out the gates. And so I got on it, and first wave it started, I could just feel the way it felt underneath the feet. It felt super good already, and I had one right where I came up wave two, little check turn, and then just wrapped it right around, and first turn the thing just laid on rail so smooth and nice, and just came right back into the pocket and came right back around again. So it felt really good.
Yeah.
So like the more I ride it, the more it feels like it's linking together. It pivots really well again for a rounded pin. I like this setup. I like the Twin Plus trailer. The board just feels really stable. I feel like even if my feet aren't in the right place, and out here, if you don't stand up with your feet in the right place, your wave's blown. I felt like I was still able to get my turns in. The rail wouldn't bog. It felt really good.
Nice.
Hey guys, I'm Eric Peterson. I live and surf in North Florida. This is the Haydenshapes Holy Hypto. It's 5'9" and it comes in at 29.2 liters. It's got FCS2 fin boxes. I'm 5'8" and I weigh 180 pounds. The first set of fins I tried in this board were the AM large set, and they felt good. They gave me a lot of speed and release through turns, and I think the smaller rear fin and the refined tips made this board really fast and lively. The second set of fins I tried were the Hypto 2+1s, and when I put this set in the board, it absolutely lit up. I'm not sure if it's just the fins. I think it's a combination of the fins and the Future Flex technology that made this one of the fastest daily drivers I've ever ridden in my local beach break conditions. It gave me tons of speed through turns and coming out of turns, and it gave me that feeling of sort of controlled chaos, which I really like in a board, where you're going so fast that you feel like you can do anything. And with this board, it felt that way. It felt like I could make it do whatever I wanted it to do. Most of my local beach breaks have an outside sandbar and an inside sandbar with the big mushy section in between where you've got to hop through to make the inside section. And when I was on the Holy Hypto, getting through that flat mushy sections was easy. And it normally isn't with daily driver boards or short boards. So it was weird. It almost felt like in the flat or mushy sections, it almost felt like a small wave performance board or a groveler. And then when the wave stood up or it got a little steeper, it felt like a short board.
Now, after riding the Holy Hypto in multiple sessions here at Waco Surf, I had an absolute blast. This board actually shocked me. For it having the round pin tail, it's 5'6" in length, which is probably the longest I want to surf at the pool. I didn't think it was going to go good. Most round tails want to do a rounder turn, and I want to surf this pool a little more top to bottom, and I want to get the board as vertical as possible. And then most pintail boards are stable. They offer a lot of drive and hold, but they don't get vertical very easily. So I had a lot of negative thoughts about riding the Holy Hypto in the pool in general, but I could not believe how fast this board was getting top to bottom with razor sharp turns. Now, I've ridden a bunch of boards here at Waco that fit this description. So it's got the high performance outline, right? Yeah, it's a little wider in the nose and a little more width in the tail than I would say a high performance shortboard, but it's drawing high performance shortboard lines. And when I talk about going top to bottom quick, this board is the most high performance that I've surfed in the pool to date. So if you follow the show, I've ridden a lot of boards here at the pool that have a similar outline. And this board is by far the best high performance top to bottom surfing I've experienced, with kind of like having 5 boxes. Now, running it as a twin plus trailer was my favorite. There's something about that extra speed that you're getting from a bigger side fin with them being twins, and then the small center fin giving me that something to pivot off of and making the board feel nice and stable. Now, I did ride it as a quad, and even as a quad, I felt like it had the drive, the hold, and it was still pivoting quick. In most quads, you lose the pivot factor. So on my quad set, I was running a pretty upright quad rear with a neutral side fin, and it was getting into the lip out there. So for you guys that like to ride quads, this board's excellent. But my favorite fin setup was my pivot twin plus trailer in the pre-preg carbon. This board's absolutely mental. It shocked me. Hayden, well done. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's surfboard review on the Holy Hypto by Haydenshapes. Special shout out thanks to Hayden for sending in the boards for review, Eric Peterson off the East Coast, Ian from Woolly TV, and Asa. Having all you guys on the show is next level fun. Look, if you like our show, subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss an episode, and give us a thumbs up if you like our content. Until next time, we'll see you in the water. Bye-bye.